Hunting for a great deal on a great ATV? Then hurry to your Yamaha dealer for all-terrain value days. And get 0 down and payments as low as $6.
All right, so don't do it, right?
Well, wait a minute. I agree with you. Don't do it for him.
Do it for you.
You're only 20, maybe.
Do it for Adam.
No, you're right. Unless people have... Here's the deal. Okay, stop. If you have a serious problem, I mean, listen, we live in a society where people judge, and it's real easy for us to talk to someone who's got a nose out to here and tell them, don't worry, you should be comfortable with yourself. But let's face it, we live in a society that judges. And I'm not going to fault that person for wanting to fix that nose.
Right.
And if you're a woman and we live in a society that worships the breast and you're completely flat-chested or you have some sort of abnormal growth or size or something is asymmetrical or something and you want to change something, I understand that. But if you're within this sort of bookends of reasonable and you still want to do it, then there's something up with you.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to look into. But don't do it for him.
There you go.
Do it for me. Thank you.
That's good. I knew there was going to be something. All right, we've got Anna on the phone. Anna, what's up?
I'm having a problem with my stepbrother. When he uses the bathroom, he sprays urine all over the place. I mean, he soaks towels, slippers, whatever's around there. He claims it's because he's uncircumcised, but I don't really believe him. Is there anything he can do to stop it?
Is that why in Europe they just have a hole they whiz into?
So that doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Because no one can control their urine outside of Americans.
Some guys have sort of split spray and
Is that because of a circumcision?
no, well, he's uncircumcised?
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't have anything to do with that. But he may not understand why he's having difficulty with spray.
It could, I think it'd be a factor.
How?
How?
Well, just that there's possibly an obstruction there.
If he's so lazy he doesn't pull back his foreskin.
Well, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, come on.
Well, one of our callers, you never know.
That's the way it was by God or whatever else was made, and we change it.
Yeah, but
so
God didn't invent tile. In potpourri. God's plan was you should go whiz on a tree. You know what I mean? In which case, who cares where you whiz? When you're whizzing out in the middle of the desert, doesn't matter where it goes.
Right.
A prehistoric man did not worry about whizzing.
Didn't worry about aim.
He didn't worry about aim.
Yeah, but couldn't it be that the
His
guy
bullseye was Earth. You understand?
He was lazy, or that there's something medically wrong, but not the circumcision or
If
the
he
lack
doesn't
thereof.
pull his foreskin back, it could have something to do with the lack of
But
circumcision.
that is still a bad excuse.
That's a bad excuse. If he is sort of managing himself reasonably, you worry that there's some urethral problem, urethral stenosis, or atresia, or something going on that anatomically, or urethral infection. How old is he?
He's 30.
30.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll give him another couple of years.
I thought he was talking about a 14-year-old.
Yeah. He just pulled his Huggies down or something. And it's 30 years old.
And he won't respond to your complaints?
No, he says it's not a big deal.
Yeah, this is sort of becoming aggressive now.
Yeah, I'm going with the lazy
Because,
30.
listen, if I realize, okay, let's say the guy's a medical problem.
Yeah.
Let's say number 2 pencil's broken off in there or something, and he just can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
If you're aware that, A, every time you take a leak, it is all over the place,
You do something.
you'll kneel down in front of the toilet.
Yeah.
You would, put a paper towel down. You'd whiz in the tub.
Yeah,
you know what I
do
mean?
something.
You would do whatever it took.
Yeah.
Don't laugh like you've never done that before. But you would do what it took not to make a mess.
Right.
But he's not interested in doing that.
Yeah. Is there anything else we should know about him?
Not off the top of my head. I
Why
can't
do you
think of
guys
anything.
Why
live
is he at home?
together
Yeah,
at
why?
22 and 30?
Oh, well, I'm sort of in school right now, and he just got out of graduate school. So we're kind of between.
All right. Well,
yeah, all right.
we think he's out of line.
So, and listen, he may be trying to get you out of there.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that's sort of aggressive.
Yeah.
And you're an idiot for arguing with the guy about whiz. I mean, somebody get out of there.
Yeah.
All right. You remember him from New Kids on the Block? Now he's got his own thing going on. Joey McIntyre's here.
I hope my family doesn't have cable too, man. Because I'm like, the little guy, everybody's little brother. So
How old
Gonna
were
talk
you
about sex
when
for
you
a
got going with the new kids?
I was 12, and then when we had our first hit, I was like 15, and I looked about 10. So I just turned 26.
Could you?
Wow.
You just turned 26?
Yeah.
And you still look like a baby.
Settle down there, Jack. Sounding like the young boy. Drew, could you imagine? Remember what was going on with New Kid Mania?
Yeah.
Could you imagine being 15 and trying to process
No.
any of that or some of it?
It's a lot easier than sitting here and looking at yourself sitting on Loveline right now, because I'm usually just checking you out. But it's hard to be on the other
But
side of
you
it, too.
seem pretty, you don't seem bitter. We haven't heard news stories
no.
of you holding up liquor stores or anything, or doing cocaine porn.
No different stroke stories or anything like that. No, because we came from good families, and, thank God. I mean, I drive by stadiums like the Superdome in New Orleans and in Dallas, and you can't tell me that we performed in those stadiums, you know what I mean? It's because it's crazy.
Right.
And it feels like a dream, and I'm glad it feels that way, because you can't put that much stock into it, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. You're not suing your folks or anything like that?
No.
I'm going to sue my folks. You want to join in on the suit?
Sure. Let's do it.
Here's what your
I wanna
argument
sue your folks.
is. Wait a minute. I know you're laughing, but wait a minute. There's something here, which is, I got to work with this son of a bitch. It's your angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what you created.
Right.
I got to sit next to this
Yes.
guy 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you deserve a piece of
Thank
the pie
you.
for
I
that.
think so too.
They don't got anything. They got some.
The principal, Adam.
Yeah,
Let's
they got
go
some
on.
patio chairs. I think we might split up. Mike.
Tilt wall.
Oh, the wall of shame. Yeah. Mike.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. I've been going on with my girlfriend for about 4 months, and we've been sexually active for the last 3 months. And just a few days ago, she asked me if I would have sex with her best friend, and she wants to watch. And I really want to please her, but I don't want to go through with it because her
28 points and 7 assists.
Multifaceted guy. Loving the celebrity he gained from tennis, Tilden was being drawn ever deeper into the high-stakes world of theater.
He spent all his money, or a lot of his money, backing his own plays. And if you back your own play, of course, you can always get on the stage.
He had a passion for the theater. He had a passion for playing bridge.
To earn a living, Tilden continued to teach and wrote several tennis books. One became a classic.
He wrote a remarkable book which is required reading for any tennis player, Match Play and Spin of the Ball.
Meanwhile, Tilden's desire to become an actor and writer turned into a need, almost a craving that drained what was left of a family inheritance.
Tilden was an artist on the court. And what he did on the court, he couldn't duplicate off the tennis court.
Bill would have loved to have been a movie personality.
Score Center.
And you're serious about the
I like her a lot.
relationship.
Yeah.
Understand if you...
She comes from some chaos,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's feeling
Too
vulnerable
close, yeah.
right now because you guys are starting to get close, and she's going to break it up.
Right.
We have not talked to a person who's had a threesome who hasn't had it held against them at some point, and that it hasn't created some sort of animosity with their partner.
Time behind the back dish to Dean Garrett. Timberwolves up 17 at the break, and they're up 14 now.
Even if necessarily it's not coming out of some damage that was done to her, that even if she is just 18 and wants to check out this and wants to check out that, and it'll come and get her later.
18-year-old women who are really in love
don't do that.
Don't want their best friends to get near their boyfriend.
Right.
So there's some
too late in the relationship.
My question was, what's the catch? And you guys are coming up with the catch.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The
It will
catch is
end the relationship.
it will end it, and she's looking to sabotage. Mike, she comes from some chaos, right?
All right.
He's asking.
You say so, Adam. The reason I was going toward the end of the relationship, he just seems no emotional involvement whatsoever with Mike. And either she comes from chaos and that's what she kind of wants, is somebody like that, or she's telling him she's done, he doesn't hear it. So she goes, look, I got a plan.
Right.
You know.
It's easier to say no to an ugly woman, though, isn't it, Mike?
Much easier.
Could be the name of my next book. Well, let's face it. Guys, all of a sudden, they're
altruistic.
Yes, there's some chivalry in there. Oh no, I don't play that.
So
Put the right one in there, he'll do it.
If you do this, your relationship's done. And if you don't do this, you're going to have to work pretty hard to make sure that it's not done either.
Figure out what's going on with it.
Because she's getting to the point where she's going to break it down.
Yep, okay.
True.
I wonder how many people, like, it's usually the guy who wants, you know, obviously is asking.
Yeah.
Right.
But I wonder how many guys put in that position would, you know, he's obviously being honest. He doesn't know. But, you know, every guy thinks he wants to be in that position until they say, you know, let's do it. And then you're like...
It's a good point, and it's...
DC Powerhouse.
Is the guys who want to do it usually ask for it or request it. I mean, if you really want to do it, you try to do it.
Yeah.
If you sit back and someone sort of thrusts it on you, chances are you didn't really want to do it. So the guys that get asked are the guys who don't necessarily want to do it,
right.
And the guys who want to do it are the guys whose girlfriends won't let them do it. So we're all doomed. All right. That's why I have my pornography. They're always in the mood. The VCR never has a headache. It never says no, Drew.
You're getting into that DVD stuff now, too.
Oh, look out. Oh, my God. You can do like a frame advance. It's clear as a bell. You know, the VCR, even the four-head one, you leave it on pause long enough, it starts breaking up. The boobs start getting all wavy. You barely recognize Ron Jeremy anymore.
Do they, you know how they call the scenes, though? Do they write the scenes down so you can cut to the scene?
They
name the scenes?
Yeah, I don't know, because I just got a DVD player. I haven't got any porn DVD. But a thing that is interesting is they film it from different angles, and you can cut to different angles. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at the scene.
Are you going to make it through this show?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be close.
We have to run home, huh?
Yeah, let's get some paper towels
Let's
or
go.
something.
Let's go to the Easy Bake Oven. Come on. Let's go. Christina.
There's a guy, a delivery guy at my work. I started talking to him. Eventually, we started going out, and then we started having sex. I thought he was around 23, but later on, I found out he was 30. I also found out that he's married and he has 2 kids, and I'm really into him, and he tells me not to worry about it, that he'll leave his wife, but I don't really want to wait around. I want to wait around for him, but I don't know if I should.
All right. Christina, we'll get to you with whatever problem you said you had. Drew will go out in the audience and do whatever it is he's getting paid to do. Way too much, if you ask me. A little video from Joe McIntyre, and then we'll come back and get to all that.
Arizona snapping a 2.
In 4 years because he's looking for one that he can commit to. So please welcome Kevin Artis.
About the thing.
Pilot?
Did he say we need a pilot? We need a pilot? There's no pilot.
In America, because the children of the boomers are becoming teenagers. And so...
Momentum Brewers. 32 seconds left. We are tied at 65. Baron Davis got the 3. Puts UCLA up 3. 4 seconds left. Eddie House looking for the tie. Running 3. No. Bit too strong. Steve Lavin and the Bruins hold on to win 68-65. It's their 21st consecutive win against Arizona State. Earl Watson had 21 in this one. UCLA overall has won 5 in a row.
A State of Utah Jamboree and a WAC tournament game all in one. We'll do BYU and Utah after the break, and we may yell Score Center a couple more times.
This is the stuff.
Sunday night.
The whole world can't stop watching.
Oh, this just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
From the producer of Liar Liar, Ed TV, a new Ron Howard comedy.
The guy hasn't had sex in 6 weeks. What, like we have?
Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday, March 26th.
category. Kids play the darndest strings. Dan?
Let's take a look at the primating game.
All right. For $300, what name describes an order of Franciscan monks and a South American monkey? Ben?
Capuchin.
Yes, that is absolutely right. Monks and monkeys. And that sound is not coming from Dan's head. It means this round is over. Congratulations, Dan. You've got $1,550 of Ben Stein's dollars. And that means Glenn, the doctor, has lost to this creature.
Glenn, you have been an extremely worthy competitor, and I was honored to play on the same stage as you. If you happen to get divorced, call me. We still got a great girl to fix you up with. However, since you're leaving, I get to take your $750 and throw it back to the board. Woo! And now we've reached the final financial crush. You, Dan, may be within moments of winning all $5,000 of my money. That is if you're smarter, quicker, and luckier than I am.
Back with still more hoops. We're up for the whack here, BYU and Utah. Off the miss, Alex Jensen. Gonna look for Andre Miller. Miller's a good player, and he scores. 19 points for Miller in this one. And watch Miller. We use fancy editing equipment to draw a box around him. And he hustles back. He's after Nathan Cooper's shot, redirects that. Rick Majerus, still wearing sweaters, up 41-26 at the half. Miller D'ing up. Steals the ball from Brian Dignan, and then to Phil Cullen. Utah 81-62 in this one. 20 straight wins now for the Utes, led by as it is. 5 Utah players scored in double figures. Utah's last loss was to Texas back on December 12th. Bottom of your screen, Tulsa, a winner against Fresno State. Steve Largent went to Tulsa. Next up for Utah, Tulsa, which beat up on Tark and Fresno State. This got kind of mixed up right there. I'm trying to say Tulsa won, and I went back to Utah. You see Utah top of the screen. Anyway, Tulsa and Utah will play each other next. Ed Coley for Tulsa, where Steve Largent went, had a career-high 22 points in the win.
What do you say we stay right here in the whack? Rice in New Mexico. New Mexico got a scare early. Kenny Thomas, nice pass to Lamont Long. Thomas comes up lame. Thomas had to go to the bench. Groin pull would not return. 5 seconds left. We're tied at 49. Lamont Long, off-balance runner, gets it to go. New Mexico up 51-49. Rice trying to come back. Alex Bugayev, desperation three. No, short. And New Mexico holds on to win 51-49. Long said of his game-winning shot, he said, quote, I was just trying to get fouled. The Lobos will play the winner of the SN.
Garnered in his, yet the damage to his name was irreparable.
He was 60 years old, and he was broke. He was an ex-con, and he's trying to make a buck as a teacher. And the guy at the Beverly Wilshire gave him a chance to work there, and then they were going to have a tournament. But there were protests, people who did not want Bill Tilden around. I mean, after all, there were children around and everything, even though he was perfectly harmless. And they had to remove him from the tournament field. And the pro there came to him and said, just with a broken heart, said, Bill, it's your arm. Your arm's hurting, isn't it? You can't play, can you? Looking for the most graceful way out.
Disappointment after another, Tilden kept giving lessons and playing wherever he was welcome.
The night that Tilden passed away was in the early part of June 1953. So he had just turned 60 in February. And he was leaving to play in the U.S. Pro Tennis Championships in Cleveland.
His rackets were in their cases, and he was all set to go for, you know, one last hurrah on the tennis court.
I went over and I knocked on the door, and he wasn't answering. And I opened the door, and he looked very peaceful, but he was dead.
When he died, he had something like $87.50. That was all he had of his possessions. That's how badly off he was. I mean, he was a disgrace, that's all. People didn't want to have anything to do with him. Nobody paid any attention to him at all. Nobody came to his funeral.
Once a world celebrity, Bill Tilden died broke and alone. A handful of the faithful attended his burial. Actor Joseph Cotton made sure his friend was buried in a new V-neck tennis sweater. tennis star Pancho Segura was among the mourners.
The building's been degraded.
To know what works and what...
Years later, Magic and Larry Bird look back at the game that captured the country's imagination. Magic versus Bird, the game that changed the game. Premieres Sunday, March 28th at 9 o'clock on the eve of this year's NCAA championship.
Elevator to lobby. Backhand and it's in. Done. John, Fairbanks, and I guess everybody around the country and the
You're not going to take it away from me. Live from New York, Saturday night.
With QuadraDrive, the only four-wheel drive system that operates at maximum capability all the time. It's no wonder the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee is one of the safest ways to cross treacherous terrain. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever. And Peterson's four-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
Security breach, sir. Somehow Johnson's had a pizza delivered. A delivery boy just waltzed in here?
Fancy crust? Toppings? Looks that way, sir.
Find him now. Where's the delivery boy?
It's not delivery! It's DiGiorno!
The Rising Crust pizza that bakes up fresh like pizzeria pizza. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Here, taste.
He was a young writer in trouble. Then he met the one woman who could change his life.
Was she? Dream on, Will.
There's only one problem.
I love.
She's completely out of reach. But that won't stop him from trying.
Kiss me again, Fred.
Nominated for 13 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year.
I love you.
Shakespeare in Love, rated R. Now playing everywhere.
Tonight on Conan, Mark Wahlberg and the parts of the Barbara interview they wouldn't let you see.
President thinks I'm cute. You're a grown man, I'm a grown man. Let's get it on, you know.
It's one big week. As a new love begins, an obsession reaches the breaking point.
When I love forever. We will be together.
Days of our lives.
Right now at Capital Chevrolet, you can use your W-2 form as your down payment, and we'll file your taxes for you. You can ride now, and we'll wait for the check. If you've had bad credit in the past, Capital Chevrolet can help. If you've ever been denied credit, call us right now. Our credit professionals are ready to help you drive away today. Capital Chevrolet accepts all credit applications, and you can even apply by phone. Just call 213-LOAN. Remember, your W-2 form is your down payment now at Capital Chevrolet, 711 East Boulevard, Montgomery.
You don't need a fluorescent lead-headed bucktail jig or 60-pound test nylon monofilament line to catch the best the sea has to offer. Like Shoney's new Neptune platter with a pound of seafood, scrumptious teriyaki salmon, and much, much more. All you have to do is come to Shoney's.
Now get our 10-piece Shrimpers Seafood Salad Bar for just $6.99. And don't forget our Friday night seafood buffet.
Shoney's, it's your neighborhood family restaurant.
From faucets to fences, from colors to cabinets, you'll find over 62,000 square feet of ideas for your home at the Home Products Expo this Friday through Sunday. While you're there, visit with some of Greater Montgomery's premier home builders at the Builders on Parade and enter to win $10,000 towards a new home or renovation project. From fireplaces to floor coverings, from spas to security systems, come see thousands of cool ideas and talk with the experts at the Home Products Expo and Builders on Parade this Friday through Sunday at the Montgomery Civic Center.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hi-ho. Feed your tummy on the go. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Cold milk in a real cool chug. I'm a chug-a-lugging son of a gun. I said let me have a big old sip. I done a double backflip. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Makes you wanna holler, hi-ho.
Barber's Milk Chug.
Feed your tummy on the go.
Milk where you want it.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Yeah.
You're watching WSFA, Prattville, Alabama's news source.